Top 150 tournament down at Lake Guntersville in Alabama. And this has been a long time ago. This has been, God, probably 25 years ago at Lake Guntersville. And I was catching them really good. I was catching them on a jerk bait. Actually, I was catching them on an old Rebel spoonbill minnow down there, fishing it over the grass beds. And I was in the top 20 the first day of the tournament and caught a good bag the second day of the tournament. And the second day of the tournament, my buddy Brent Chapman was in that tournament, and he came by and saw me fishing, and he was struggling. It was like he had like maybe two hours left to fish in the day, and he only had one fish in the boat. And I was fishing this big grass bed. I said, man, just come on in here and start fishing, Brent. There's a lot of fish right in here. And I was throwing the spoonbill Rebel and another jerk bait. And Brent put on this big 1 ounce rattle trap. I'd never even heard it before. And he wound up catching like 20 pounds or over 20 pounds in 2 hours on it. And from that situation, from just that one day of Brent catching those fish on it, it made me, saw how productive this thing was. So I want to give you guys some tips and advice on when you want to fish it and the situations it works good. Okay, first of all, the whole key for the 1 ounce rattle trap is you have to have water temperatures in the 50s. I've tried it in every other type of water clarity or water temperature. Water temperature in the 50s is when this thing works good. Doesn't matter if it's in the springtime of the year in the 50s or in the fall time of the year. 50-some degree water temperature, you just fish it in a couple different situations. Now, in the pre-spawn, during the springtime of the year, like in April, February, March, if you have submergent grass, hydrilla, milfoil, something like that, this is where this thing excels. That's the best situation for it. This fishing, like, say for example, the water's 5, 6, 7 foot deep and you got grass coming off the bottom a foot or two, perfect situation for the 1 ounce rattle trap if the water temperature's in the 50s. The other situation where I've caught them on good on it is fishing riprap for pre-spawn bass. So basically just get on a riprap bank when the water temperature's in the 50s, throw that thing up to the bank and just sort of slow crawl it just off the bottom, let it sink down and just sort of like, just fish it slow, just along the bottom, pump it up a little bit, fish it slow. Normally, a lot of people fish a lipless crankbait fast, but this time of year, you want to fish it slow. And that's the same in the grass bed. Let it sink down a little bit, get to that top of that grass, pump it up a couple feet off the bottom, go back down, pump it up a little feet. About coming in about this speed right here, what you want to do. Just fast enough to get those BBs rattling in it. And those big pre-spawn females will hammer this thing. Now, in the fall time of the year, it's a little bit different because the grass isn't really a factor even on those grass lakes because usually the grass is matted, so it doesn't set up the same. And the riprap, I haven't done that good on because normally in the fall time of the year, they want a little bit smaller bait on riprap. But guys, if you have some